Hey y'all, this is Philippe the Learn to Grow guy. Today I'm under the solar panels. Well, starting out under the solar panels. And the goal is actually for me to show you what I've been working on for over the past few days. To start off with, if you remember, I had picked up a few Concord grapes and I've pruned those down and I've taken a lot of the cuttings, and what I've done is that I started them out soaking in some water, and check it out. These are the ones that are still soaking in the water. Otherwise, most of the other ones, well, all the other ones, I've actually potted them. They started budding out, leafing out, growing. So I decided to go ahead and put them in pots. So I'm just keeping these watered. These will be for sale, and we'll see what happens with these. Now, the things that are up front here, let me step around to show you those. These are the sea buckthorns that I had acquired. Okay, this is supposed to be a male one. Okay, not the stuff that's leafing. The stuff that's leafing, that stuff that I pruned from the trees. They were there so that I could hold these bags up, so the bags wouldn't collapse on these cuttings that I was trying to propagate. Anyway, these are the sea buckthorns. As you can see, they're all like doorknobs. They're dead, Jim. They're dead. So, which means that I'm not going to try to do cuttings with those. Even though cuttings will grow, I'm assuming they sent me a lousy batch, you know? I'm assuming something must have happened to them in shipping, but nonetheless, none of them actually survived, looks like. So I was hoping to grow these and play with them to see if I can merge both males and females, so that I would have one bush with everything that I needed. Otherwise, like I said, the Concord grapes, they're going to be for sale. Now, still, ouch, bump my head. Okay, otherwise I still have more Concord grapes to put into pots. Only thing is, I'm out of small pots. Now, pertaining to the strawberry field over here, I've got about 8 different varieties of strawberries, okay, including one of them which is like a Florida albino. And in the very centers there, what I've got is I've got some herbs, and there I've got sweet basil and some eggplant. Okay, sweet basil is in the center for the simple reason that I've had problems with flea beetles. When it comes down to my eggplants, I could never grow eggplants around here because of the flea beetles that would always get to them. But I'm hoping is the 1-2 punch of the black fabric as well as the basil that's in the center of the plants that will throw the flea beetles out so that they leave the eggplants alone, so I can finally have some eggplants. Around this other herb here, I'm planning on planting more sweet, no, no, more eggplants, and maybe a tomato plant or two around them, and we'll see how that pans out. Otherwise, like I said, I've got at least 8 different varieties of strawberries. They have been blooming. Some of them do have some little baby strawberries on them, but right now what I'm in dire need of right now is actually some rain to water these suckers, for the simple reason that I don't have enough water to try to water plants on a regular or daily basis. So, and besides, in Middle Eastern Tennessee, we typically get a lot of rain anyway. 56 inches of rain. These are some of the fig cuttings that I put in pots from last year. Some of them are still growing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's still 6. Nope, 6 plus 5 is 11. I've got 11 that have not started trying to show me that they're growing. But either way it goes, I'm going to be selling those as well. Now these are some assorted. There's some assorted grapes because of the different varieties of grapes I've had. I took cuttings, and this is what I've got here. And if these do well, I'll probably be selling those as well. Okay. Now the mechanical thing I've been working on is my carburetor on this riding mower. The problem that I've had with this is that fuel has been going through the carburetor onto the combustion chamber, and from there it would make its way onto the oil pan, and basically the oil pan is full of fuel and oil. So I got to swap out the oil, but nonetheless I took the carburetor out. Okay, I got the carburetor at the shop. And what I had to replace, what I've had them replace is the little pin and the little seat and the little brass seat thing that the pin sits into. Last year I changed the pin and the float on it, But the problem was that I forgot to change the little brass fitting that the pin fits into. Now, if you have a carburetor as to where if you have a riding motor or a small motor that you're having problems with, and you're having fuel going into the combustion chamber, that may be the problem that you've got. You probably have a bad float, either a bad float or a bad pin. Okay, the pin. Well, I'll leave that alone, you guys. But just know that out here, we're going to be required to do some mechanical work as well, okay? So, to continue on, if you guys would remember that I've gotten some weeping willow cuttings from a neighbor, well, this is what I have left, okay? Just about everything I have here have actually produced roots. So, for a good part of the morning, I've gone through, I think you can see the roots in there. See them? And this was not written by Alex Haley. It's an old-timer joke. Anyway, with willow's one of those plants you can actually take cuttings from and actually plant the cuttings, and you actually get a new tree that comes out of it. I did ask my neighbor if he wanted some of the baby trees of willow, and as soon as I asked him, he said no. He said no, he didn't want any. So anyway, I've got some willow plants. I'm looking at potting these up, and if I can get them going too properly the way that they should be going, if I can get some smaller pots, okay, all my small pots are basically gone. Believe it or not, these are the pots from the plants and the trees that I've put out here over the past so many years. I keep my pots basically, and like I said, I've got a lot of pots. I've given a lot of stuff away with in pots, which means that, trust me guys, I've planted a whole lot of stuff out here. Now to continue on, I saw the perma pasture consultant. What he did is that he has some moringa for sale, moringa seeds for sale. I've been planning on buying some. And the moringa seeds that I've had, they're old, they're very old, okay, from around 2000. And I've had like 50% success rate in planting them and getting them to actually grow and such. But over the past couple of years, I tried planting them and I couldn't come up with anything. The permapasture consultant, Billy, not Billy, that's his father. Anyway, what he did is that he came up with a proper way of planting them. If you go to his site, he has a program that he put out a few days ago. That's where he tells you, he walks you through the process of what to do and how to plant them. Okay, so for me, this is what I've got. This is what I've planted from all the seedlings that I have. I got them in this wheelbarrow for the simple reason that I've got cold days coming ahead. And all I want to do is just be able to cover these, okay? When I say cold days, I say probably in the 40s, and I'm hoping that the dirt here acts as somewhat of a heat battery and keeps these son of a guns warm overnight, okay? So that's my goal with that. Okay, to continue on, I've been harvesting. I've been doing some harvesting, and one of the things that I've harvested today has actually been mint. Okay, this is some of the chocolate mint that I've harvested. I've got them in here. The only thing is, for some reason, this son of a gun seems to be blowing the switch, blowing the breaker every so often. So, but it seems to work perfectly fine at night. I'm assuming it's because of the heat in here. It's probably too hot in here. So I'll probably have to make some, do something. I have to do something about that. Just so y'all know, as far as my vole and mice issue out here, I have been setting up these little traps around, and I've caught some mice, but I've not caught a vole yet. So I'm assuming the primary problem that I've had so far has been with mice. So, and that battle continues. Now over here, what I've done, I think you all know that this is the bed as to where I have the electroculture stuff underneath. So what I've done here is that I'm supposed to be planting sweet potatoes here. However, I've not had any success with trying to get my sweet potatoes to produce slips. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I have sweet potatoes that's been sprayed with a growth inhibitor or something. I don't know. All I know is that the sunflower's not growing. So what I've done is that what is that? Kale. I've planted kale here. I've done those today actually. I've planted a few of them, and whenever I do get the sweet potatoes going, I'm going to run them all up and down the center here. Okay, that's what I'm planning on doing at this point. So otherwise, as you can see, you see that? And ooh. Anyway, these sunflowers are coming along just fine. Mustard greens, haha. Okay, otherwise, as you can see, some of these are nice and thick. Probably should have took a bite out of some of these. And I've had to tie a few of these because they were laying down. Yeah, the asparagus seems to be coming along fine. Something seems to have broken that one down there. But otherwise, everything seems to be doing just fine. This is a burdock plant that I purchased and I planted out here. I don't have burdock out here. So I'm trying to get some burdock for the simple reason that burdock has medicinal value to it. I guess you guys can take a look it up and see what you come up with, see what you can find. Otherwise, everything else seems to be coming along just fine out here. Everything else seems to be coming along just fine. Potatoes here, and over here, Jerusalem artichokes. With some potatoes in there from last year too that I didn't dig up apparently. So, but otherwise, that's what I've been doing over the past few days. I still have not done the video on the, what's that thing, on the small stove yet. But that's up and coming. Oh man, I can imagine this. I swear I'm actually building up a fire in the cabin in the middle of July when it's 90 degrees outside. Just so, you know, anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay, I hope it doesn't come to that. So we'll see. Okay, so anyway, that's basically all I've got for you guys, and talk with you guys. Oh, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and also leave comments. Okay, leave comments if there's something that I'm not doing proper. Just leave a comment and let me know. Okay, thank you. See y'all later.